I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
What's up, YouTube? Gentry 101 back with another video. It's a Sunday following my last upload, which was SDBR SCCA December 2019. I hope you guys watched that one. If you haven't checked out that video, check out my my channel so you can go through my playlist and all my other videos and watch that one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna be doing a unboxing of what's in the box. What's in the box? This is from FCP Euro. Background on the two vehicles that we own, maintenance cost, performance cost, and then the big one is, I guess, overall cost of ownership with maintenance, performance, and repairs. So let's get into opening this up. Well, as you can probably see, FCP Euro doesn't spare any expense when it comes to... Alright, we're going to try this again. This time we're going to do a handheld, and I completely forgot to swap out batteries, so it kind of died as I was pulling open this box from FCP Euro as to what's in the box. So, what is in the box? Well, we got some power steering fluid, we got some coolant packaged up right here. Let's get that pulled up. Oh, look at this. What we got here? Looks like some exhaust hardware. And, wow, what are these? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Just joking, it's not a Christmas special. And more packaging. Alright. Power steering reservoir. Looks like some more exhaust gaskets and clamps. These are actually intake manifold bolts. Some more head bolts. Oh my goodness, those have already come unboxed. Guess we're not going to do an unboxing on this one particular box. And what do we have in here? Some more exhaust gaskets. And, well, these scary things right here are head gaskets, right? So what are we doing? Why do we have this? What is this all about? Well, I have a freaking 2008 6.3 liter AMG, and well, it falls within the realm of having bad cylinder head bolts. So several months back after getting the vehicle, I actually, well, I had pulled the valve covers off and did some valve covers and timing cover gaskets just out of, maintenance. And when I was in there, I was inspecting them. I didn't see anything out of the norm. I visually inspected what I could for those cylinder head bolts. Didn't see anything wrong. All right. So inspected cams. Didn't really see any cam damage. Just kind of doing a visual inspection of what I think it or thought it should have looked like. Started getting like random coolant lights. Okay, what's going on? What, that's what's going through my head. What's going on? What's happening? Do I have a bad sensor? No, turns out I don't have a bad sensor. I got a very, 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 very slow coolant leak. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, started doing some research, and turns out, again, up to about 2010, 2011, the M156, I'm gonna stop doing air quotes because that's silly. The M156 engine, it's a hand-built big V8 engine for the Mercedes Benz. Some old style cylinder head bolts, right? So these are gonna be our new style, and they have these Torx. So these are a, outward facing Torx. You'd have to use like an external types Torx head to get those off. And then if you kind of look at right here, right, how it looks like that is an inverted going into the cylinder head bolt. So you'd have to use like a regular Torx for that. So what happens is, there's not a whole lot of metal material. So let me grab another one of these bolts here. See, like right here, we have pretty solid amount of material going through. And I'll try and post a picture and show you guys what I'm talking about as far as like the old style bolt before we actually get into tearing everything apart. But what happens is this starts to kind of corrode away right here, and then will thin out. Okay, and then since this actually goes into the bolt itself, these things will stretch or break. You know, obviously when they break, or you have numerous ones that stretch or break, it'll cause you all kinds of problems. Well, I'm trying to avoid those problems. I don't want those kind of problems in my life. So what I'm gonna do is pull the valve covers off. I'm gonna pull intake manifold, exhaust manifolds, all of that. We're gonna do God knows how many part videos, kind of be a tutorial and a learning experience for myself on getting these cylinder heads off, and you know, inspecting camshafts, lifters, prone to wear. I don't know what in the world, you know, Mercedes was thinking when they first came out with this, but yeah, these things wear out like crazy. All over the internet. You know, I can't believe when I first researched buying this vehicle, the beginning of 2019, I didn't come across this. Blew my mind, right? And this is an impulse buy. This is something, you know, this car I love. It's a gorgeous car. It's big body. It's comfortable. Not great gas mileage. Fast. You know, just everything that screams Josh Gentry or Gentry 101, right? I love European cars, love fast cars, love exotics. Anyway, ranting on. Pull valve covers off. We're going to do inspection on the camshafts, the lifters, start taking notes of those, see what may need to be replaced, and then just kind of go from there. You know, we'll get the timing covers off, so forth and so on. Before we do that video, though, I have a nasty, nasty, nasty power steering noise. And after doing some research, turns out that this right here, right, the power steering reservoir, actually has a built-in filter that is non-serviceable. So what we're gonna do, just because when I did my belts originally, that could be replaced as far as like drive belts, I inspected my alternator, I inspected my water pump, I inspected, you know, the power steering pump to see if there's any play or any kind of like grinding. And, you know, the best way to do that if there's no noise apparent beforehand is what you do is you actually, you know, get your hand on the pulley, kind of do a spin around, and you'll feel either a free spin, right, no grit, and that typically means you're good. Now, if you spin it and it's like kind of dragging, or it's gritting and you can kind of feel some grit, 9 times out of 10 you have an issue. So there's going to be an inline filter in here. I don't want to risk replacing the actual pump itself when, you know, off FCP Euro, this reservoir replacement kit I think was like $60. So you know, we're going to start off with this first, see how this works, and that'll probably be a video I'm going to upload in the next couple days. I'm still waiting on timing tools and timing chain guide rods for replacement and tackling this big huge job. And also it's going to be a whole lot of fun trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to do that in this tiny garage. If you didn't watch my last video where I was kind of like first trying out this GoPro, doing an oil change and trying out like a new jack that I had bought, you saw how like tight it was with the little tiny 1 series in here. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, needless to say. So we're gonna go through again the breakdown list of what it is that I own, why I wanted them, and kind of like some maintenance and general repair cost and overall cost that I've you know, endured over the ownership of these two vehicles. All right, welcome back. So ownership of vehicles, or what do I own? Why do I own them? I have a 2008 BMW 135i. So it's a really fun car out of the box. If you're pushing it really, really, really hard, it has suspension issues that, you know, you'll find out. Excuse me. Or if some of you have already had one in the past and you've ever auto-X'd it or took it on the track, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But again, so why do I have that car? Why do I want that car? Why do I still own that car? Again, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's kind of heavy, 3,400 pounds. Yes, it's an automatic, but, you know, at the end of the day, auto is going to win pretty much any time over a manual. So who really cares? Can I drive a manual? Absolutely. Let's go through some maintenance items. So I've had the vehicle for several years now. Oil changes, I typically get everything from FCP Euro, so their oil change kits run about $60 a pop, and I do that 2 times a year, right? So every 6 months I do it. I don't drive it enough to do every 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000, so every 6 months. Spark plugs, $99 through FCP Euro. Delphi ignition coils. So those are going to be the OEM upgrade from the Bosch ignition coils. I actually didn't pay for any of those. So, you know, being in the car world, I have a lot of, I guess, hookups here and there, and especially with detailing and other things like that, you know, I typically work something out. What are those going to cost you from FCP Euro? $450. Air filter, $20. I have Series or Index 11 fuel injectors. Again, I didn't pay for those. Lucky me. Poor you if you have to buy them. I'm sorry. Those are $13.88. And actually, let me go back to the Delphi coils. So those are $150 for the set of coils. The $450 is kind of roundabouts what you're going to pay for coils and spark plugs if you paid a dealership or other repair facility to do that. Fuel injectors, you know, you're going to be in the $1,600 range, give or take, if you're doing it at a shop. Front and rear brakes. So I did pads and rotors. $443 in parts through FCP Euro again. And you're looking at roughly $950 with those parts if you went and had them installed. Now, I've gotten quotes anywhere from $800 to $1,100 per axle, so up to $2,000 to do brakes on a 135 is crazy. Front thrust rod or front control arm bushings. So that's the arm that's gonna, you know, take the forward and backward momentum out when you brake, right? Those are prone to wearing. I went with it's an HD kind of upgrade, so it's all still OEM rubber, but it's solid through. The factory ones will kind of have like cutouts in them and get a little bit more play, so they should last a little bit longer. Those were $36 through FCP Euro, and probably $261 to $450, again, depending on what you get for parts installed at a dealer. I had a hood shock or lift strut support go bad. It was $14.46. I did intake cleaning last fall, so it was $45 roughly in gaskets, $35 in some random gun cleaning parts because I don't have a walnut blaster, about $30 in some CRP intake valve cleaner. Roughly about $110 is what I paid, and you're going to pay anywhere from $600 to $700 if you had it done at a repair shop. Valve cover, oil filter housing, oil pan gasket. I only had to pay $100. Had an extended warranty on that. Lucky me. Probably going to cost you in the realms of $2,800 if you had to get all three of those done at a dealership or again at a repair facility. Tires. I went Firestone Firehawk, Indy 500, I think, or something is what they are. Sticky, great. I'm not going to spend all that money on Michelin Pilot Sports the way that I drive this car. No way I'm going through tires that fast. These things I'm actually really, really impressed with. I've run Michelins before, and they're great, but at 3 times the cost, it's just, again, not worth it personally to me. They were $500 installed, I believe. I'll have to try and find a receipt for that. Don't quote me on that. But you can find them on Tire Rack, Discount Tire. Performance-wise, what do I have done to the 135? So outside of, you know, coils, plugs, intake cleaning, right, which is kind of performance and maintenance, you know, something you should probably do realistically every year on these cars. It's kind of sad to say. Performance wise, what I have, so I did a video on PSP's aluminum outlet replacement. All right, anyway, check that video out. Those are going to run you, if you went to their website right now, $299.99. Now I also have their intercooler, but it's their 750, or how he has it listed as their 750. It's a stepped intercooler. That's $624.99. CPE, Quick Spool Performance downpipes, and they are not catted downpipes. $696.99. The next one, VRSF charge pipe, but I went with a Turbo Smart Raceport blow-off valve, just from all the research out there, and then it just has a normal sound. There's none of that, you know, JDM type stuff, which I'm not hating on. It's just not something I wanted. It's a very, 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 I don't want to say subtle, but it's a very clean, refined, just sound. It does have MHD. You can go on, you know, Apple Store, you know, Google Store, and you can check the actual MHD pricing. It is running 2+ at 30% ethanol right now. And then I also have XHP, which makes this automatic transmission well worth it. Well worth it on how I'm feeling. But stage 3 is just boom, 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 boom. You know, lightning fast shifts either in manual or in sport. In sport mode, it does auto blipping while braking. Amazing. All right, so overall total cost, what are we looking at? My total cost on everything was $3,623, right? Just in the cost of parts. What would that have cost you? Well, without performance parts, you're looking about $6,500. A little scary, right? That's why we want to do videos like this. This is kind of why I started this channel, right? To kind of show you how-tos and tutorials, so that way you can, you know, save 50% like I have in here. Now, with performance parts, labor and everything, and you know, all the maintenance and repairs we've gone through, you'd be about $9,000 in on this car. All right, next up, let's go to the 2008 CLS63 AMG, right? Again, that was my impulse buy. Let's try and keep this one a little bit short here. Maintenance. Again, do this bi-yearly, right? So every 6 months as well. 8317. That's, again, through FCP Euro. That's before tax and shipping. So 166.34 before tax and shipping invested in it so far. Tires. I didn't want to skip out on tires. I do want to keep this vehicle. It is starting to add up and cost a whole lot of money, but I do want to keep it. I went with Michelin Pilot Sport All Season 3s. So with warranty, with install, that was about $1,400. Ignition service, which is spark plugs and air filters. Again, got that through FCP Euro. That was $106.49. So before labor, that was $1,681 just in maintenance cost over, well, I got the car in January. It's December. Repairs. Driver's side low beam went out. That was $168 from the dealership, and they quoted me $389 installed. Passenger side igniter, which is the supplies power to that xenon bulb. That was $90. They quoted me $289 installed. Now, when I got it, it had oil leaks. It was valve covers, timing covers, oil filter housings. All in all, it was $122 in parts, or $875 to $950 was what I was getting quoted to replace those gaskets. Started getting a pulley noise, and then, you know, just instead of going through and buying a pulley or a belt, and bought a whole kit off FCP Euro. It's $193. I got quoted $300, you know, all in all from a mom and pop shop install. Again, my cost $193. Thermostat. Well, it cracked and broke. Long story there, but $186 in parts. Now, we've got this power steering noise, which we'll do a video on again. Power steering reservoir and fluid, $69.67 through FCP Euro, and I was quoted $450 to have it actually done at a repair facility. Everything that was in this unboxing, excluding the power steering reservoir, $660, give or take, because I already had some oil, and I already had valve covers and timing cover gaskets. So that'll kind of cover the cost of the, you know, extra exhaust gaskets and bolts and clamps that I got. And you're looking at anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 to have, you know, somebody install or replace the head gaskets on here. And really that cost can go through the roof if you think about it. If you start looking at lifters and camshafts, it's, well, kind of scary, really. All in all, $3,300 in this last year of ownership, and that is really labor all on me. It would have been $9,200, you know, and that's including the head gasket install if we had this done at repair facilities. You know, combining the two cars, you're looking at roughly $20,000 if you didn't have any mechanical, you know, experience or know how to repair and maintain these vehicles, which is kind of scary, especially since $10,000 of that almost is in the first year of ownership in the Mercedes. My cost all in all, and I've had the BMW several years, but my cost all in all in the last year of ownership in the Mercedes, and then, you know, several years of owning the BMW, $6,900, which isn't too bad considering, again, how we drive these. So look out for the video that I'm going to have coming up for the power steering reservoir replacement, and then I'll kind of show the noise, and hopefully that'll take care of it. Thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it.